of how that finished at the King Power Stadium. Leicester 0, Southampton 0 this evening. So this is how things have been left this evening. 3 points for Chelsea moves them back within 5 of Spurs. That race for the top 4 is got plenty of life left in it yet. And Burnley stay there in 7th place. The good news for them is that Leicester dropping 2 points as well means that gap is 8 points, and Burnley need now a maximum of 5 to confirm a place in the top 7. And the likelihood, if Southampton don't win the FA Cup, that they will confirm themselves a place in Europe next season. And that point for Southampton hasn't done them much good. They stay there in 18th place, still 4 points behind Swansea, who've played 1 game fewer. This is the weekend picture. It's slightly diluted by the FA Cup semi-finals, but we have a full house of action for you, starting on Saturday with West Brom, who shocked Manchester United last week. Can they do the same against Liverpool Saturday lunchtime? Super Sunday starts with a London derby, Arsenal taking on West Ham, and then we're at the Etihad for the guard of honour for the new champions, but Swansea actually need the points more than City do at this stage. And Monday Night Football, we're watching Everton and Newcastle in the company of Roberto Martinez, the former Everton manager, now of course coach of Belgium, and his assistant Thierry Henry. And Westworld returns to Sky Atlantic for a 2nd season on Monday. Catch up on all the action from season 1 with Sky box sets now. 2 former Burnley players with us tonight. We'll have the thoughts of Graham Alexander and Frank Sinclair in just a moment. Frank, of course, played 200 games or more for Chelsea, and his side have done the business tonight. They've been impressive here, set up very nicely for an FA Cup semi-final on Sunday.
Guys, well played. Gary, they pushed you hard tonight, but having come through it, how satisfying a win is it?
Yeah, of course a win. Away here is very good for us. You know, these have been a credit to themselves this season. They've been fantastic. So, very tough place. They made it tough for us today throughout the whole game, but we're just happy to get the 3 points. Decent performance from us, I thought.
Victor made 1, scored 1. Why were you able to cause so much havoc tonight?
Oh, definitely. I thought we deserved the 3 points today, right from the start to the end. I thought we showed a great character. It's not an easy place to come here to win, but we did that certainly well today. And the most important thing is the 3 points. We just, as I said before, we just want to take each game as it comes, and hopefully we'll keep doing well to the end of the season.
Gary, you put him in actually for the first goal. Did you know you had that space with him being wing back, particularly tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was brilliant today. I think he kept the width really well for us today. We managed to get down the side quite often. But down both sides, to be honest with you. So yeah, just saw him out of the corner, I put him in, and a great finish. But like I said, he was superb. There was a number of players out there today that did very well, and we showed the right character and the right attitude, which is the main thing. Otherwise, you get unstuck at places like this.
I know you forced your way back in over the last couple of weeks, but did it feel a little bit like an audition tonight with a cup semi-final to come?
Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself in terms of that. I know what I'm capable of. You know, I've done it for many years, and it's just nice to be back out there and playing and getting the results. I think it's important that you get match fit, match sharp, and you don't get that sat on the bench. So regular game time is what you need to get your eye back in and get sharp. So I'm pleased that I've been back in the last couple of games, and most importantly, we just got the result today and take some momentum now into what's a very important weekend for us.
I do remember after that Watford away game, which was pretty tough for everyone in a Chelsea shirt, you said you didn't recognise yourself. So how tough has it been with England and Chelsea?
Yeah, it's been tough, clearly, you know, but football's a bit of a roller coaster like that. You know, it's not always been rosy, but if I average out my time here, it's been very successful, and my career so far, I'm proud of. So I've not finished. I keep going, and I keep working hard, and I'll be back to the levels that I should be at in no time. So I don't worry about that.
Victor, you're not too far off 4th now, and of course you can still win the FA Cup. Is this still a season Chelsea can save?
Yeah, definitely. We can write ourselves up. I think we just need to take each game as it comes, and we just need to finish it as strong as possible for the end of the season. And we believe in the players that we've got collectively and individually. I think the most important thing today is the 3 points, but we'll go again. We'll take the momentum into the game on the Sunday.
Well, Gary, I have a job for you to finish. Premier League Man of the Match is Victor Moses.
Top job, mate. Well done.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Wasn't sure. Thought he was getting to keep that himself, wasn't he?
I think he thought he'd done enough there, didn't he?
What did you think of him tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. Gary, someone I know very well. I played with him here, made his football league at Burnley, and he certainly doesn't take anything for granted. You know, when you have a discussion with him, even when he was handed the captaincy after John Terry left the club, he still said, well, I've got to fight for my place still, even though I'll have the armband. So he won't be disillusioned by this. But one thing I know about Gary is he won't give up on the England spot. I think if he plays enough games between now and the end of the season and keeps that type of form with his experience, I think he could come back into the running.
Graham, how tough did Chelsea make it for Burnley here tonight?
Yeah, I think you have to give Chelsea massive credit for tonight. I thought they didn't give many opportunities away for Burnley, and they dictated the tempo of the game from start to finish, really, apart from maybe a little bit of a spell after Morata missed the one-on-one and just before the equaliser. But it was a real composed, controlled performance from Chelsea.
The first half in particular seemed quite flat, which we weren't really expecting, given they come here winning the previous 5 games. Yeah. Lovely night, the crowd were up for it, and then we had this strange sort of start.
Yeah, it was comfortable for Chelsea at the beginning of the game, and obviously we're seeing the ball that Gary Cahill plays in for Moses for the first goal. Great first touch. I think the defender can stand up and maybe get a block, but when Pope comes for this ball, he's got to get more than just half a flap of a hand on the ball, and it absolutely kills the defender because he can't really do anything in such a quick reaction time that he's got. And unfortunately, you know, it just comes off his arm and goes in.
It doesn't look like he gets a full hand on it, does he, Graham?
No, it was hard for the defender, but I just thought once you come for it, you have to take it. You know, you have to get a real strong arm on it, and unfortunately, it was just a slight flick that changed the direction.
What about the way that Burnley came out second half then?
Yeah, I think they just needed to get the tempo, get the crowd going, especially coming down towards this end, and they tried to do that. But like I say, you've got to give Chelsea credit for the way they controlled it.
Conte thought foul in the build-up. What do we think on that, Moses?
I don't think so. I think it'd be very minimal. There's a little bit of physical contact, but I mean, they work it well here, Burnley, to get the switch, and obviously they changed the wingers across to their inverted side, so they're coming inside. Great run from Loughton on the overlap, and obviously a massive slice of luck with the strike and the deflection, but he's onside, and it was a goal that should be allowed. Yeah,
he's come to be onside, but how did Chelsea get themselves in that mess, Frank?
Yeah, well, the big thing there is the communication between Bakayoko and Emerson there. As you see him there, as Bakayoko comes over, he's got to hand the runner onto Emerson so that he can go and close the ball down. And he just stays, and there's no communication between the two of them. They both drop off, and then once he comes inside, you know, he's got a free shot on goal. You know, fortunate for Burnley, you know, it takes a deflection off Barnes, but better communication kills that earlier up the pitch.
We saw Chelsea answering questions on character last weekend. Have they done that again here?
Certainly have, and no better time going into such a big game on Sunday. I thought they showed great character coming back in the game after conceding the goal.
There's Giroud's
Giroud again. Tried the scorpion again. What a difficult skill that is, but he certainly likes the attempts at it, and Moses takes a great first touch and he hits it hard and low, and to be fair to Pope, his position's quite good, but he's so close, he's not got no reaction time there to try and get his foot out, and it goes underneath his foot. And you know, Victor, he had a superb game today. I thought, you know, he affected the game really well from that wing-back
position.
Both
wing-backs were strong, weren't they, for Chelsea?
They worked it well. You know, they could switch the play really quickly, knowing that they were out there wide, waiting for the switch of play, and it sort of dragged Burnley across and created spaces for. I thought, you know, Pedro was picking up great positions, and then when Hazard came on, I thought he was a massive danger and sort of kept Chelsea up at Burnley's end.
How should we sum up Alvaro Morata's night, Frank?
Frustrated.
Would you go with both, or?
No, I think the likes of Willian and the likes of Hazard have got to come back into the team, and I think the big decision he's got to make is Giroud or Morata to lead the line. And in current form at the moment, me personally, I'd go with Giroud.
What would you do?
If I was Chelsea? I quite like it when they change it up and you can have 2 strikers as well, but probably looking at, I mean, Morata's had 3 chances which he could score from. If he does, it's a different conversation, but he hasn't. So it's obviously food for thought. But I think Willian and Hazard missing tonight is a precursor for them playing at the weekend.
Decent options to have up your sleeve, aren't they? Let's have some Burnley reaction. Sean Dyche is with Patrick Davison.
Well, Sean, not much in it over the course of 90 minutes. Why do you think, in the end, you've ended up on the wrong side of it?
Well, they've had a couple of moments where, they've had a couple of golden chances, mainly from our bad play, actually. Because a lot of the play, I thought we defended well, resolutely, which you have to do, of course. And then we're effective at times, to try and open them up and to try and create problems for them, which is very difficult. There's been a bit of noise around their camp, but they're still a top-class side. You saw the change they make, and I'm sure you can do the maths on the numbers they've been brought in for.
We did.
So, yeah, I'm sure you did. But no, a lot of positives from us, and the main margins are still, they've got them little moments, that count in the game, and that's where we're still progressing, particularly in the top third.
You talk about bad playing. Defensively, you're an excellent team. So what happened with the 2 goals?
Well, no, the first goal's a mix-up, really. I mean, they're both doing their jobs. We got slightly done on the straight ball, the longer pass, but then we've recovered well, and Pobey gets a touch on it, hits it into our defender. That's just a soft one. And then the second one, they get a bit of luck, of course. Giroud's thrown his heel at it, and it hasn't come off, and it lands dead on their player, and, Ward is close, and it goes in with such power. I think he's kicked the floor, actually, and just claffed it a bit. No, they're the ones that often go in. But like I said, I don't want to under-egg it, if you like, because they had a couple of golden chances, but mainly from breakaways and stuff when we hadn't locked the play out. I think I'm really pleased with our growing mentality. It's not easy when you're 1-0 down against these at half times to come out and take the game on, and I thought we did. I thought we really took the game on. We tried to play. We still mixed our play, which I'm into, and I think it's been effective for us. So there's certainly no disappointments, but you've got to, our judgment really is you're playing a top side. And I think we're getting closer. We've still got loads of work to do, but the gap has got closer over the last 3 seasons.
Was Victor Moses a particular problem for you tonight? Was there any particular reason for that?
I think there's lots of players there that are a problem for you. It's not about one player when you play these top sides, that's for sure. You see the little fella who they put on from the bench? He ain't bad, Yeah, he ain't bad. So, no, it's not about one player. It's about their whole team. How can you say, because you plug one hole, there's another hole somewhere else. Pedro, the elusive player, he's in between tonight, the 2 centre forwards. But despite being similar, they connected well, they played well at times together. There's certain things we can pick up from other teams and still continue, to mature ourselves as a side. But I'm really pleased with how we're going about our business this season. And another good sign of it there, like I say, no drop of standards, no kind of, this is a tough one, none of that. Just got on with the game and took it all the way to the end and still trying to get something from the game.
Actually, at 1-1, did you feel like you were the most likely winners?
I don't know about that. What you feel is we had moments when it felt like the ascendancy. Our crowd were terrific. Fantastic officiating, by the way, for the goal. We often question it, but both stood strong, and rightly so. So I think I was pleased with the way that we kept taking the game on. But as I suggest, they stay calm, these sides, and they play out of trouble well, and they secure the ball well, and they're always a threat, particularly on counter and particularly around your box. So all in all, a close thing. Well, closer than where we've been in the past against these sides, but not disappointed tonight.
You talked there about signs of progress. Can you still progress? Can you still move forward from the excellent season you've had?
Well, that's the idea. It's very difficult. To get to where we've got to has been difficult. To do that season on season is extremely difficult. But that's the challenge. That's what we believe in. That's why we believe in the players we work with. They've shown great signs of how they're maturing. I think Johan Gudmundsson is fantastic. I think his improvement from last season, his awareness of the division. Tarky's been well documented. Popey, Kevin Long. These are all players that continue to progress. We're open-minded about the future, but we're equally realistic. There's a positive reality, as I call it. We're very positive about what we do, but there has to be a reality line. We're not them, and we're not close to them yet, but we have moved forward.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
But they had 1-5 on the bounce, which got everyone here dreaming not just of top 7, but top 6 this season. What do you think progress looks like for Burnley?
Well, they've certainly made progress this season, without a shadow of a doubt. Being in this position at such a late stage and going for Europe is a fantastic achievement. And but the hunger to always improve is constantly there. And I thought Sean was really honest there. I think he knows the gap between the top 6 and the rest of the division, but he knows how close they are to pushing these teams to get results.
And just put into words, Frank, for us, what top 7 would be as an achievement for this club?
Phenomenal. I think it will help the recruitment of players as well. If you get in Europe, all of a sudden you can recruit a different category of player. But on the flip side of that, if you're playing on Thursdays and then you've got Premier League games at the weekends, that could affect, where they go. Are they going to be strong enough to cope with that? Is a big question. But I mean, Sean Dyche is refreshing in his honesty in the interviews that he gives.
Great fun. Thank you for coming, guys. Great to see you tonight.
Pleasure.
Frank
Pleasure.
and Graham.